The crowd swelled beyond 10,000, and it was just the energy Bill Clinton needed. He was greeted with a gift of roses and seized the opportunity to express his appreciation.
Of all the things that have ever been thrown at me, roses are the best.
And with rose in hand, Clinton got right to the issues. He blamed the Bush administration for the deficit, criticized the president for rejecting Oregon's innovative health care plan, and emphasized the need for a national approach to dealing with AIDS.
I plead with you to talk to your friends and neighbors for the next 50 days about this issue.
A parade of protest by logging trucks around Pioneer Courthouse Square and other demonstrations a block away left Clinton with another chance to knock the White House.
This crowd, this Bush quail crowd, you hear them cheering back there. They don't believe in free speech either.
It wasn't until he was leaving that he talked to us about Oregon Ballot Measure 9, which would declare homosexuality perverse.
If they want to speak out against the homosexual lifestyle, they can do it on the street corners, they can do it in their community meetings, they can do it in their organizations, but I don't think that you need this in law.
When it came to the timber issue, Clinton said he would discuss it when he arrived in Eugene. Phyllis Burke continues our coverage from there.
Bill Clinton arrived at the home of a retired Eugene couple to talk timber. Clinton wanted to hear the opinions from 5 timber families, and he got it. A single mom and mill worker told of her experience with repeated layoffs, never knowing when her job will end for good. Clinton's visit turned a Monday afternoon on a quiet street into a national campaign event. The Arkansas governor took the occasion to blast President Bush's plan to alter the Endangered Species Act.
And I just think that once again, they're looking for the easy way out. Instead of this means that he's got an excuse for not sitting down in the last 3.5 years and hammering everybody's head together in the federal government until they came up with one policy and working this out. This once again gives him an excuse for not solving this problem.
Clinton's visit lasted about an hour and made an impression.
He's listening to us. He's listening to the plight of the Pacific Northwest. So far, I have heard Bush has not listened to us, and Clinton is listening, and he's willing to work with us to get this balance that's needed out here.
Clinton told the people here in Eugene that solutions to the timber controversy could include retraining displaced workers, retooling mills, and controlling log exports. If elected president, Clinton vows he'll put together a timber summit as soon as possible to help find the balance between the environment and jobs. In Eugene, Phyllis Burke, Channel 2 News.
Thank you for your donation.
A wave of supporters flooded Governor Clinton's campaign headquarters after his speech in Portland. One face in the crowd was Doug Lyons, a lifelong Republican who's switching his allegiance in part because of Clinton's tax proposals.
Taxing people who need to be taxed appropriately, people above $200,000 range, picking up most of it, and actually a tax break for people under that, and that impressed me a lot.
Such converts left campaign leaders feeling very optimistic.
At this point, 4 years ago, Mike Dukakis was already behind. We're maintaining our lead. It looks, things seem to be going very well.
And Clinton appears to have struck a chord with others.
I'm kind of leaning towards Clinton because I'm not really happy with what Bush is doing and how things are ending up.
Campaign headquarters.
Bush Quail headquarters was considerably quieter, but despite polls favoring Clinton here in Oregon, these volunteers know Bush still has strong support.
I believe he's done a tremendous job, and the economy is the issue, but the economy is a matter of the economic cycle, the Democratic Congress.
At least one analyst thinks Bush's stance against the Endangered Species Act will play well with Oregonians.
Well, I think if push comes to shove, most Oregonians are going to come down on the president's side on this issue. The problem is most Oregonians don't want to be pushed to one side or the other. They want to try to find a reasonable balance in the center and go for that. It appears that's the ground that Clinton is trying to hang on to.
And trying to hang on to a significant lead in national polls to become the first Democratic president in more than a decade. In Portland, George Smith, Channel 2 News.
This administration in Washington would not let the people of Oregon try to do it on their own, and which was amazing to me since they don't want to do it themselves.
And I just think there's so much that Oregonians need to be fighting for together in terms of getting this economy back on track and and dealing with the health care crisis and dealing with the educational issues, that we ought to be focusing on those things. And I want to be a force for unity in this country, not for division.